Yeah, good evening, children. Good evening, online students.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. I've shared my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so we stopped here. We understood or we discussed till this question in the last class. Okay, so we'll have to continue from here. This one will take a little longer time. So I'll just finish the rest of it and come back to that. Okay. Rest of it meaning just the questions in this presentation. Okay. So, five years ago, A was thrice as old as B. 5 years ago, A was thrice as old as B. And 10 years later, A shall be twice as old as B. What are the present ages of A and B? So let the present age of present 5 years ago and 10 years later. So let the present ages of A and B be X and Y years respectively. 5 years ago, X minus 5, Y minus 5. 10 years later, percentage plus 10, percentage plus 10. Percentage X minus 5, 5 years ago. Percentage Y minus 5, 5 years ago. Percentage X plus 10 is 10 years later. Percentage is Y. 10 years later, now you are 15 years old. 10 years later, 25. 5 years ago, 15 minus 5, 10. So everything is with respect to your percentage. Percentage 5 years ago, now 15 years minus 5, 10 years. 10 years later, your percentage 15 plus 10, 25. So here also, X minus 5, Y minus 5, X plus 10, Y plus 10. Your percentage is, sorry, your percentage minus 5 or plus 10. Now the equation. So this is the assumption. Now 5 years ago, so we'll have to use this one. 5 years ago, we'll have to use this one. So 5 years ago, A was, A, this is A, was, is, was, all this translates to equal to in mathematics. Is, was, will be, all this translates to equal to in maths. A was, A meaning you should write X minus 5, was meaning equal to, thrice meaning 3 into, as old as B, B means Y minus 5. So replace everything with the corresponding mathematical expression or the equality sign, number, whatever. So again, 5 years ago, so we have to use this one. A was, this is A, was thrice, so 3 into, as old as B, so Y minus 5. Then 10 years later, we'll have to use this one. Okay, 10 years later, okay, we'll have to use this. 10 years later, A shall be, so that shall be is also equal to, shall be. So A shall be, X plus 10, A shall be twice 2 into, as old as B, Y plus 10. Because this is about 10 years later, so we have to use this 10 years later. So these are the two equations. You'll have to solve these two equations to find the values of A and B. Yeah, go through. Okay, next one. A man's age. No, I was not fast. I was like, you understand. I wanted you to see the presentation. That's all. It's easy, I'm sure, for you. Right? A man's age is 3 times the sum of the ages. Yes, you done. Just turn off the light and fan a little. A man's age is 3 times the sum of the ages of his 2 sons. A man's age is 3 times the sum of the ages of his 2 sons. They're not twins because it's not given. Not twin sons, 2 sons. After 5 years, his age will be twice the sum of the ages of his 2 sons. Find the age of the man. So we don't have to find the son's ages. We just have to find the man's age. Okay. So man's age. We don't have to find the ages of the 2 boys. Okay. So we'll not say let the age of, one of the boys be X, the other boy be Y. No, we'll take only the sum of their ages. Sum of the ages of the 2 boys or 2 sons. Let the man's age be X. Let the sum of the ages of the 2 boys or the 2 sons be Y. Because no information is given about the difference between the ages of the 2 boys. Nothing is given. 2 boys, we don't know the difference between their ages. They're not twins. So and the question is to find the age of the man. So let the man's age be X. And the sum of the ages, that is the age of one boy plus the age of the other boy, together is Y. The sum of the ages of the 2 boys is equal to Y. Now read the question. A man's age is, so this is present now. A man's age is, this is man's age is 3 times 3 into the sum of the ages of his 2 sons, Y. So X is equal to 3Y or X minus 3Y is equal to 0 is the first equation. Next, after 5 years, the man's age will be X plus 5. And in Y there are 2 boys. Yeah, in Y there are 2 boys. Each one's age increases by 5, right? So so after 5 years, plus 5 for one boy, plus 5 for the other boy. So this will be the man's age after 5 years. This is the man's age after 5 years. And after 5 years, the sum of the ages of the two boys. There are two boys and y. Each one's age will increase by 5. So plus 5 plus 5. So y plus 10 is the sum of the ages of the two boys after 5 years. But here you will have y plus 10. It's after 5 years. Now, after 5 years, his age, meaning the man's age, meaning the man's age, after 5 years, his age, so his age, man's age, will be twice 2, the sum of the ages of his two sons, 2 into y plus 10. Man's age will be twice and the sum of the ages of the two sons. Which assumption to use? We are now 10, this information is about their ages after 5 years. So we have to use only these expressions, not anything here. Use the relevant expressions. Now this is after 5 years. So after 5 years, we have these two expressions. After 5 years, man is x plus 5 or man will be x plus 5. And after 5 years, the boys, the sum of the ages of the two boys will be y plus 10. So for constructing the equation, you must use these expressions which are after 5 years. That's all. Now you have two equations, solve and find the values of. Okay, solve and find the value of x. That's enough. You can eliminate y and find x because we only have to find the man's age. Man's age after 5 years, sum of the ages of the two children after 5 years, y plus 5 plus 5. Okay. Any questions? The age of the father is twice the sum of the ages of his two children. So father, sum of the ages of his two children. Father X, this is Y. The age of the father is twice the sum of the ages of his two children. So X minus 2Y is equal to 0. Is the first equation. Next, after 20 years. So what will be the father's age after 20 years? X plus 20. And what will be the sum of the ages of the two children after 20 years? Y plus? That's all, Y plus 20. Y plus? Y plus 40. Because the sum of the ages of the two children now is Y. Presently Y. After 20 years, there are two children here. So one child by 20, the other by 20. So the sum of the ages of the two children after 20 years will be Y plus 40. You have a doubt there, Prenu? There are two people here. After 20 years, each one's age would have increased by 20 years. So plus 20 plus 20. If there are three people, supposing three children, let the sum of the ages of the three children be 5. Even if there are 10 children, let it be 5 only. Why do you get scared? Okay, so yeah, so even if there are 10 children, let the sum of the ages of the 10 children be y. So after 20 years, it will be y plus 20. You should write 10 times. Each of their ages will increase by 20. So y plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, 10 times. Okay, so you should add that equal to the number of children. So now x plus 20 is the x plus 20 represents the father's age after 20 years. Y plus 40 represents the sum of the ages of the two children after 20 years. Now read the question. His age will be, his age means father's age, will be means equal to. Will be equal to the sum of the ages of his children. Oh, is equal to y plus 40. You must use the expressions here only. because we are now after 20 years. So you should not use anything here. This is the equation. So we have x minus y is equal to 20. That's the second equation. Solve to find the values of x and y. Okay, only x you have to find. Find the age of the father. So eliminate y and find x. Okay, I've not worked that, but you understand, right? Online children, is this understood? The answer to this question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. No, actually, we didn't answer it completely. We just understood how to construct the equations. Any doubts there?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
Ma'am.
all right. The present age of a woman is 3 years more than 3 times the age of her daughter. So in this question, there are two characters, woman and daughter. So let the present age of the woman, you can say mother or, okay, woman, X and daughter, Y, present. The present age of a woman is 3 years more than 3 times the age of her daughter. This is present ages. So the present age of the woman, X, is 3 years more than. See, whenever you read 3 years more, 3 years less, leave some space here. You do write that whatever effect you should give it here. 3 years more than, so plus 3. More than what? More than what? More than 3 times the age of her daughter. 3 times the age of her daughter. See, if A says he wants 50 rupees more than B, if A says he wants 50 rupees more than B, so A says he wants 50 rupees more than B. So whatever B has, you should write first, then 50. If this is different, A is equal to 50 plus B is the same, but that meaning is not conveyed here. 50 plus B, A wants 50 rupees more than B. That is not conveyed here. 50 plus B does not convey that. A wants whatever B has, he wants 50 more. So B's money plus 50 is what A wants. A wants 50 rupees more than B. Okay, so more than, less than, you should give the effect here. More than 50. Sorry, A wants 50 rupees more. So 50 rupees more meaning plus 50 than B. Whatever comes after more than, less than should be written first. Whatever comes after more than, less than should be written first. See, more than, whatever comes after more than 3 times the age of her daughter. That 3 times the age of her daughter should be written first. Then that plus 3. So the present age of a woman is 3 years more than, 3 times the age of her daughter. 3 times the age of her daughter. This is the first equation. 3 years hence. 3 years hence. So x plus 3, y plus 3. 3 years hence, the woman's age will be, this is the woman's age, will be, means equal to 10 years more than, here, 10 years more than twice the age of her daughter. Twice the age of her daughter, not this age. We are not there. We are into the future. You should use only these ages. Don't get confused. Which age should you use y or y plus 3? Where are we now? We are 3 years into the future. 3 years hence. So we are not in the present, we are in the future. So in the future, what is the daughter's age? Y plus 3. So you should use that only. If it is given twice the percentage of her daughter, then you should use the percentage. If that word present is not given, you should use the age pertaining to, whichever period you're in. Like you're now 3 years into the future. So at that time, what's her age? Y plus 3. That should be used. If the word present is given, you should use a percentage. Otherwise, it was always the ages of the, the time period we are talking about. So 3 years later, the woman's age will be, the woman's age will be 10 years more than twice the age of her daughter, twice the age of her daughter. The woman's age will be 10 years more than twice the age of her daughter, Y plus 3. So you need to solve these equations and find the values of X and Y. Okay. A and B are friends and their ages differ by 2 years. A and B. If I say I have a friend and our ages differ by 2 years, what's my friend's age? Okay, you don't know my age. Okay, if I say A and okay, if I say I have a friend, okay, so I am 47 and I have a friend who's me and the ages of my friend and my age differ by 2 years. 1 second. Yeah. Then what's the age of my friend? My age and my friend's age differ by 2 years. I am 47. So what's the age of my friend? What's my friend's age? 45 or 49, depending. If the friend is elder to me, then it's 49. If the friend is younger to me, then 45. That means in this question, we are not sure, it's not given who's the younger friend or the elder friend. A and B are friends and their ages differ by 2 years. So if A is X and B is Y, okay, let's take their ages as A and B itself, A and B. If A is elder, then A minus B is 2. But if B is elder, B minus A is 2. See, now I'm 47. If my friend's age is 45, then my age minus my friend's age is 2. But if my friend is 49, then my friend's age minus my age is 2. So you will put the elder one's age first. Minus the young one is equal to 2. So here it's not clear who's the elder friend or the younger friend. One of that should be given to you. It's not given. So you have two equations from the same information. Normally one information, only one equation you can write. One information, only one equation you can write. But in cases like this, you can give two equations. So let A's age be X and B's age be Y. So from that first sentence, we have two equations. X minus Y is equal to 2 or Y minus X is equal to 2. Are you restless today? You shaking your leg vigorously. Okay. You're all right? Yeah, good, good. Okay, now A's father, A's father D. A's father D is twice as old as A. A's father D. A's father D is twice as old as A. Twice as old as A. And B is twice as old as his sister C. How do you write that? B is twice, she's tired. Correct, then? No, okay. Okay. So there are 4 characters in this question. As given, B is, sorry, where are we? Yeah, B is twice as old as his sister C. B is twice as old as his sister C. Let's just take that letter C for now. We don't want many variables. We want to finish off all the equations only with these 2 variables x and y. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணோம்னா b எவ்வளோ y தானே is equal to 2c. அப்ப c is equal to y by 2. கரெக்டா? இப்போ எல்லாரோட ஏஜஸையும் நம்ம xy லயே முடிச்சிட்டோம். A, B, C, D, where we have 4 characters. We have all their ages in XY only. See here, it's given. A's father D. D is twice as old as A. So what is A's age? X. So twice as old as A. So 2x. Okay. Okay. So we got D in X only. Okay. Now B is twice as old as his sister C. Twice as old as his sister C. Now what is B's age? Y. So Y is equal to C, right? So then what is C? Y by 2. So like this, we have everybody's ages in X and Y. So A is X, B is Y, and this character is father B is 2x, and we have B is equal to 2c, B's Y is equal to 2c. So the C, sister C, she's Y by 2. Okay, now. So all this only assumption. Yeah, and we constructed an equation because we have their ages differ by 2 years. So x minus y is equal to 2 if x is elder, meaning A is elder. Y minus x is equal to 2 if B is elder. ஆனா இந்த ரெண்டு ஈக்குவேஷனை சால்வ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. You should never solve 2 equations constructed from the same information. When you construct 2 equations using the same information, you should not try to solve that. Okay. So don't solve these 2 equations. Okay. Then, so from here to here, we finished. The ages of D and C differ by 40 years. Now, who's D? A's father. And see, A and B are friends and their ages only differ by 2 years. They are friends, their ages differ only by 2 years. Now, who's D? A's father. Okay. So at least, even if you consider, marriages 2 generations ago, the difference between the child and the father will be at least 15 years. At least 15 years. Okay. So now D is A's father. And who's C? B's sister. So who's elder? Between D and C, who's elder? D only, right? It need not be given. Because who's D? A's father. And who's C? B's sister. And sister is younger because her age is Y by 2. Y by 2. What is C's age? B's age by 2. So it's very clear that between the characters D and C, D is elder. What I'm trying to say is the ages of D and C differ by 40. So here you cannot say we can write 2 equations. D minus C is 40 or C minus D is 40. Here you cannot write 2 equations. The ages of D and C differ by 40 years. You cannot write, we don't know who is elder. If D is elder, D minus C is 40. If C is elder, C minus D is 40. No, because this is ruled out. C cannot be elder. D is only elder, right? So we have only one equation. We have only one equation. D being the father and C being the sister of B. D is elder than C. So the ages of D and C differ by 40 years. So D minus C is equal to 40. D's age minus C's age is equal to 40, correct? Okay, now what is D here? 2x minus what is C? Y by 2 is equal to 40. This is the other equation. Find the ages of A and E. Now what you have to do is equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. You should not solve 1 and 2 because we have constructed them from the same information. You should solve 1 and 3 and also 2 and 3. You must solve 1 and 3 and 2 and 3. All right? 1 and 3, 2 and 3. So what happens when you solve 1 and 3? Solving equation 1 and 3. So you get x26 and okay, A's age is 26, B's age is 24. Their ages differ by 2 years, no? So it's like this. If you solve 2 and 3, then A's age is 27 1 by 3 and B's age is 2. So here B is elder, 29 1 by 3. B is elder here. Here A is elder. A is 26, A is elder. Here 20, don't say 29 1 by 3 is an odd age. You can be, no? After your birthday till your next birthday, your age will be like that only. Okay, so 29 1 by 3. So we've answered both. If B is elder, then this one. If A is elder, this one. Both are acceptable. It's not that you should reject one of the answers. Both acceptable. Can be this or this. But anywhere, if you get a negative answer, you should ignore that. Age cannot be negative. But here, both the set of answers are acceptable. Okay, so all that I explained is on the slide. See, everything is written for you. B's age is equal to 2 into A's age. All right, children. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. I think I have a similar question. Oh, yeah, we have a similar question. Okay. Okay. A is elder to B by 2 years. So here it's very clear. A is elder to B by A is X, B is Y. A is elder to B by 2 years. So what's the equation? A is elder. So X minus Y is equal to 2. So only equation you can construct here. A's father F is twice as old as A. A's father F is twice A's age. So F is equal to 2x. F is 2x. Okay, this is one equation. And B is twice as old as his sister S. B is twice as old as his sister S. B is twice means 2 into twice as old as his sister S. So what is B? Y. Y is equal to 2S. So S is equal to Y by 2. See, so we have A is X, B, Y. Then this character F is 2X and the character S is Y by 2. So we have expressions for everybody in X and Y. And we also constructed the first equation. If the ages of the father and sister differ by 40 years, so same thing here. So father's age minus sister's age. Father's age minus sister's age is equal to 40. And father is 2x minus sister is y by 2 is equal to 40. This is the second equation. Here you will not get two set of answers because you have only two equations. So solve the two equations and find the values of x and y. But the question is find only A's age. No, so I found only x. I found only x because it's only find A's age. Okay. Yeah, try this. Take the question and work it completely now in the class. We are not discussing this. You're going to do this by yourself. Very similar to the two questions which we just discussed. Yeah, online children, let me know once you have solved and found the ages of Annie and Biju. Let me know. You want to check it yourself? What are the answers you've got? Come here. The others are working. You yourself, Javashmi, got the same answer. Very good. Why have you Annie's father? Okay, it's 2x and then Kathy is. See, you okay, nice. You've solved one in the you've solved here 1 and 3, right? You shouldn't put that in 2. You cannot see you're solving 1 and 3. So when you're solving 1 and 3, you should substitute the value of x you've got in 1 or in 3. 2 you should not use here. You understand? Then when you so that's why 19 and then You'll get it now. So this is 19. 19 minus 3, 16. Then solve 2 and 3. So you got this one. 21 வந்துருது. ஆனா நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க 2 and 3 சால்வ் பண்ணுச்சு எக்ஸோட ஆன்சர் வந்து 1ல போட்டீங்க. அது பண்ணக்கூடாது. பிகாஸ் 1 and 2 சேர்த்து எடுக்கவே கூடாது. You should not solve 1 and 2. Also, when you solve 2 and 3, you should not substitute anything in 1. You got it. Very good. Okay. Okay, I'm presenting the answer. Online children? Has anyone completed? Okay, I'm presenting the answer. Check. Please check. I don't have to explain this. இப்போதைக்கு you can just do 9 plus 2 to 19. அப்புறம் நம்ம பார்த்துக்கலாம் மேம். யா ஓகே மேம். யா தேங்க்யூ. All right. I'm not asking you if you have any doubts here because we have done to some similar to this. The sum of two numbers is 8 and the sum of their reciprocals is 8 by 15. Find the numbers. From now we'll start working, children, because number based sums I'll tell you now, these sums will start working. Word problems 1 and 2, those presentations I'll share with you on WhatsApp. Just write on the question. The sum of two numbers is 8. Start writing, children. Take down the question. And the sum of their reciprocals is 8 by 15. Find the numbers. So if the numbers are x and y, children, what is the reciprocal of x? 1 by x. What's the reciprocal of y? 1 by y. What's the sum of the reciprocals then? 1 by x plus 1 by y is equal to 8 by 15. Yeah. Use the presentation to understand and complete the answer. Now x plus y is 8, no? So I've substituted y plus x, 8. And then 8 and 8 gets cancelled. So when you cross multiply, xy is equal to 15. Now what you can, solve it by the substitution method also. I just wanted to use, I'll tell you why I've used this identity. You can solve by the substitution method. I'll tell you why I've used this identity. I want to get another equation in x and y. See, this is the first equation we have. And from the other information, we have xy is equal to 15. Now, I'm using this identity to get another equation. Now, so what is this? X plus y the whole squared minus x minus y the whole squared is equal to 4xy. Now, substitute the values. X plus y is 8 squared. And this is 4 into 15, right? So when you work this, you get x minus y the whole square is 4. X minus y is equal to plus or minus 2. Square root of 4 plus or minus 2. So we have two equations now. x minus y is equal to, or x minus y is equal to -2. You should not solve these two equations. You must not solve those two equations. You must solve equation 1 and equation 2, equation 1 and equation 3. Do not solve 2 and 3 because that's from the same thing, no? From the same thing it is. So don't solve 2 and 3. Solve equation 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So you see that the numbers are 3 and 5. 5 and 3 in one case, in the other case 3 and 5. So the two numbers are 3 and 5, or 5 and 3. So this identity is used to get another equation in x and y. Oh, that one question I said from the earlier presentation, we'll do it later and I forgot. Ah, see, I'll go back to that. Finish this one. Online children, completed this one?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Completed, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. After covering a certain distance, after covering a distance of 30 kilometers with a uniform speed, there is some defect in a train engine and therefore its speed is reduced to 4/5 of its original speed. After covering a distance of 30 kilometers, so the train has started and it's covered 30 kilometers. After covering a distance of 30 kilometers with a uniform speed, there is some defect in a train engine, and therefore its speed is reduced to 4/5 of its original speed. So supposing the original speed was 300 kilometers per hour, just say, okay, super fast train, 300 kilometers per hour. Okay, so now it is 4/5 of its original speed. So now it becomes 5 ones are 5. It becomes only 2. Now it reduces to 240 kilometers per hour because there's some defect in the train engine. Consequently, the train reaches its destination late by 45 minutes because of the defect in the engine, and the speed has reduced. The train reaches the destination late by 45 minutes. Had it happened after covering 18 kilometers more, that is, where did this defect happen? After covering 30 kilometers. So if that had happened after covering 18 kilometers more, so that is after covering 30 plus 18, 48 kilometers. If that defect in the engine had happened after covering 48 kilometers, 18 kilometers more, the train would have reached 9 minutes earlier. The train would have reached 9 minutes earlier, meaning not 9 minutes earlier than the scheduled time. How can it reach 9 minutes earlier than the scheduled time when the speed is reduced? It's not going in its uniform speed. The speed after a certain distance, that is after 48 kilometers, it reduces to 4/5 of its original speed, right? So the train cannot go on time. It cannot go up before the scheduled time also. So would have reached 9 minutes earlier, meaning 45 minutes late it was earlier. Now 9 minutes earlier, that is 45 minus 9, 36 minutes. It would have reached its destination late by 36 minutes. The train will be late in both the cases because the speed has reduced, correct? In both the cases, the train will be late. It will not reach the destination on time because the speed has reduced. In both the cases, the train will reach the destination late. In the first case, it reaches late by 45 minutes. In the second case, it reaches late by 36 minutes, 9 minutes earlier. And the late போறது 9 minutes சீக்கிரம் போறது அவ்வளவுதான். எவ்வளவு minutes late? 45 minutes late. So if the defect had happened after covering 18 kilometers more, the train would have reached 9 minutes earlier. So 9 minutes earlier than 45 minutes. So 45 minus 9, 36 minutes. So that means that it would have been late by 36 minutes only. Find the speed of the train and the distance of the journey. Is the question understood? Okay. So find the speed of the train and the distance of the journey. So now it's always, okay, now to frame equations, you need to first frame the equations in words in your mind. Okay, you need to frame equations and words in your mind. Okay, அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து எப்படி assume பண்ணணும்னு தெரியும். I'll just do it the same way I've done it here. Okay, I've taken in terms of time. Okay. Because you have different ways of solving this. So if you want to construct the equations in terms of time, the total time, the time taken. Okay. So see here. Distance, you know, is speed into time. So you forget this. Find the speed of the train and the distance of the journey. How do you find the distance? Distance is speed into time. So if you assume the speed and assume the time, speed into time will give you the distance. You don't have to assume for everything. You don't have to assume for speed, distance, and time. So of these three quantities, you can assume for two of them, and you will find the third one. So distance can be found using speed into time. So here I've assumed, let the actual speed of the train be x kilometers per hour and the actual time taken be y hours. So then what's the distance? Speed into time, xy. Why is it xy? Because speed into time. Okay. Let the speed be x, time be y. So the distance is speed into time xy, kilometers. Now let's break down the total time taken. The total time taken is a time taken to cover the first 30 kilometers and the time taken to cover the remaining distance. What will be the remaining distance? The total distance is xy. So the remaining distance will be xy minus 30. We'll break down the total journey. The length of the journey is xy kilometers. The length of the journey is xy kilometers. So first 30 kilometers and the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers. The time taken to cover the first 30 kilometers and the time taken to cover the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers. Because we're doing that because the speed at which the train travels is different for the first 30 kilometers and the remaining distance. Because the speed reduces, no, it becomes 4/5 of the original speed. So what is the speed for the first 30 kilometers? X. What is the speed for the remaining journey after 30 kilometers? 4/5 into x. 4/5 of the original speed. So 4/5 into original speed x. How do you break down the distance? First 30 kilometers and the remaining is total distance xy minus 30. Correct? This is the distance 30 kilometers and xy minus 30 kilometers. What is the speed at which the train travels to cover the first 30 kilometers? X kilometers per hour. What is the speed at which the train travels to cover the remaining distance? 4/5 of the original speed. What is time? Distance by speed. Distance by speed. So distance is 30 kilometers. By speed, x. Distance by speed. Distance is, sorry, here, time is distance by speed. Time is distance by speed. What is the distance? 30. And what's the speed? X. So what is 30 by x? The time taken. The time taken. What is 30 by x? The time taken. Distance by speed. Plus, we are writing the equation like time taken for first 30 kilometers plus the time taken for the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers is the total time taken. And what's the total time taken? The time actually it should take only y hours. Now it's taking 45 minutes more. So it's y plus 45. The total time taken is actually it should take y hours, but now it's late by 45 minutes. So y plus 45, but y is in hours and 45 is in minutes. So 45 by 60. So 45 by 60 is 3/4. So y plus 3/4 is now in hours. So that's what I was telling you. You must first, construct the equation in words. So this is your equation in words. The time taken to cover the first 30 kilometers plus the time taken to cover the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers is equal to the total time taken. The actual time taken is y hours. But no, it doesn't reach on time. It's late by 45 minutes. So now it's taken y plus 45. So that's the total time taken. And here, how do you find the time? Distance by speed. Time is distance by speed. Okay. So what's the distance? In the first case, 30. Speed x plus distance xy minus 30. By speed, 4/5 or 4x by 5 is equal to the total time taken. Y minus, plus 45 by 60. This is the first equation. Now the second equation is had this happened, had the defect in the engine, had the defect in the engine occurred after covering 18 more kilometers. So that is after 48 kilometers. So first 48 kilometers is covered at the speed of x kilometers per hour, original speed. And the remaining xy minus 48 kilometers, because total distance is xy. The remaining xy minus 48 kilometers is covered at 4 by 5 x kilometers per hour. Because after the defect, the speed reduces to 4/5 of the original speed. So now what's the total time taken? Total time taken is the actual time taken y hours plus the delay. The delay was actually 45 minutes. Now 9 minutes earlier it goes. So the delay is 36 minutes. So y plus 36 minutes or 36 by 60. So y plus 12, 3s are 36, 12 5s are 60. Y plus 3 by is the total time taken. So time taken to cover the first 48 kilometers, distance by speed, plus the time taken to cover the remaining distance. Remaining distance is this one. And the speed for this distance is this one. Distance by speed. So time taken. Distance by speed, time taken. So time taken plus time taken is equal to total time taken. These are two equations. You need to solve these two equations and find the values of xm. All right. Please write the question and solve it now in the class. Mostly when it is, a question involving speed, distance, and time, since distance is speed into time, we normally assume for speed and time. Normally, distance we can find using speed into time. So we normally assume for speed and time. Let the speed be x, time be y. So distance is xy. We've done the slide. Actually, Finished? Finished writing? Yeah. This is the second slide. Okay. You're writing? Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think once you're finished. So I told you normally we don't assume distance, we assume for speed and time. And then speed into time is equal to distance. All right. Okay. So let the speed be x kilometers per hour, speed meaning the original speed, and the original time taken be y hours. So the actual distance is equal to speed into time, speed x into time y, xy kilometers is the actual distance. Xy kilometers is the actual distance. Now, the equation we are going to frame is like this. The time taken to cover the first 30 kilometers plus the time taken to cover the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers is equal to the total time taken. That is the equation in words for the first one. Then the second equation in words is the time taken to cover the first 48 kilometers. No, let me just correct it. Correct it meaning I'll just include something else. So first case is time taken to cover the first 30 kilometers at x kilometers per hour plus the time taken to cover the remaining xy minus 30 kilometers at the reduced speed at 4x by 5 kilometers per hour is equal to the total time taken. Is equal to the total time taken. And what's the total time taken? Actually, it takes y hours. So y, but it's delayed by 45 minutes. So y plus 45 by 60 or y plus 3 by 4. The second one is the time taken to cover the first 48 kilometers at x kilometers per hour plus the time taken to cover the remaining xy minus 48 kilometers at 4x by 5 kilometers per hour is equal to the total time of, it normally takes y hours, but it's delayed by 36 minutes. So y plus 36 or y plus 36 by 60, which is y plus 3 by 5. So time is distance by speed. Time is distance by speed. So this is the distance, this is speed. So this is the time taken for the first 30 kilometers. This is the distance, xy minus 30 is the remaining distance. And the speed is 4x by 5. So this distance by the speed is the time taken. This one totally is the time taken for the remaining distance. So how do you simplify this? This 5 goes to the numerator, then 5xy minus 150 by 4x, so many hours. And then you need to just add this one plus this one is equal to, I told you this. And then LCM. So the LCM of x and 4x is, you can take 4x square. You're not wrong, but 4x is the LCM. The LCM is 4x. Because x into 4 is 4x, right? What's the LCM of x and 4x? X and 4x. 4x itself, because x into 4. And here 4x into 1. Okay, so this you will cross multiply. So this one is not a linear equation. This one is quadratic. It's not a linear equation because you can see xy here. Xy means the power of x is 1, the power of y is 1. So the highest power is 1 plus 1, 2. The power is 2. So this is a quadratic equation in x and y in two variables. This is a quadratic equation in two variables, x and y. Because xy, power 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So here the power is 2. Here the power is 1. The highest power is 2. So it's quadratic in two variables, x and y. It's not a linear equation. Okay, so have that. So similarly, distance 48 by speed x, distance xy minus 48 by speed 4x by 5. So distance by speed is the time taken. So in the same way, this 5 goes to the numerator, all this, and the total time taken is y plus 36 by 60. So this is 12 3s are and 12 5s are. Here also same thing. I didn't cancel, but it's 45. This is 3s are, this is 4. I told you, when I explained, I told you, you should have cancelled that. That's why the LCM I've taken is 4 here. And then this 4 and 4 gets cancelled. Correct? And then we cross multiply, get this equation. The same way here. 36, 60, 3, 5. So the LCM is 5 here. And here the LCM is 4x. And after that we cross multiply, and this is the second equation. And I have tried to eliminate what? This one. This one. So I'm multiplying the first equation by 5. I'm multiplying the first equation by 5. The first equation by 5. So it becomes 5xy, 5xy, 3 5 are 15, and 13 to 5 is 150. So cancels. Minus 3x is equal to minus 90, x is 30, then substitute and find the value of y. And the distance, speed of the train is 30 kilometers per hour, and distance is xy, no? Xy. So x is 30, y is 40, sorry, x is 30, y is 4, so 13 to 4, 120 kilometers. Correct? Any questions, online children? No. We finished this one. This is the second. Yeah. I'll just tell you one thing and then you can help yourself. Now, supposing we have two numbers, we'll say x is the bigger number and y is the smaller one. X is the greater number, y is the smaller one. The difference, okay, let me take numerical values, like say 10 and 6. What's the difference between 10 and 6? 4. The difference of these two numbers is 4. No, I won't be. No, let me take 2 and 4. It's easier to understand. Like, okay, so now when you consider 4 and 2, the difference between these two numbers is 2, right? Okay. Now, 4 is greater than 2. Is 1 by 4 greater than 1 by 2? Four is greater than 2. Now take the reciprocals. The reciprocal of 4 is 1 by 4. The reciprocal of 2 is 1 by 2. If 4 is greater than 2, not if 4 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 2. So does that mean the reciprocals 1 by 4 will be greater than 1 by 2? No, it's not true. So when 4 is greater than 2, 1 by 4 will be less than 1 by 2. It's like, because see, there's one chocolate and you're dividing it into 4 equal pieces. Here, one chocolate and 2 equal pieces. Where will you get more share? Here, no. So this value is greater. Greater the denominator, smaller the value. Like one chocolate for 50 children, one chocolate for 100 children. Here you'll get a better share, 1 by 50. You're dividing one chocolate among 50 children. So you get a better share here. Here, one chocolate, 100 children. So the share is smaller here. Greater the denominator, smaller the fraction when the numerator is a constant. Okay, so the difference of two numbers is 4. So if x is the greater number and y is a smaller number, the difference of the two numbers is 4. And the difference of the reciprocals. So now x is greater, but 1 by x will be smaller than 1 by y. X is greater than y. The reciprocal of x is 1 by x. The reciprocal of y is 1 by y. When x is greater than y, 1 by y will be greater than 1 by x, or 1 by x will be less than 1 by y. X is greater than y, 1 by x will be less than 1 by y. So the difference of the reciprocals, the reciprocal of y will be greater. So 1 by y minus 1 by x is equal to 4 by 21. Correct? Yeah. Okay. So as we understood, if x is greater than y, 1 by x will be less than 1 by y. Okay. Example, 4 is greater than 2. The reciprocal of 4 is 1 by 4. The reciprocal of 2 is 1 by 2. And the inequality here is 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 2. 4 is greater than 2, but when you consider the reciprocals, 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 2. So if x is greater than y, 1 by x will be less than 1 by y. So difference of the reciprocals. When you're writing the difference of the reciprocals, you must write the greater one minus the smaller one is equal to whatever is given, 4 by 21. So this will be the greater one. 1 by y will be greater than 1 by x. So 1 by y minus 1 by x is equal to 4 by 20. Then after that, x minus y is 4. So I've used that. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So xy is equal to 21. Now I want another equation in x and y. So I use this identity and substitute the values you know. So you get x plus y the whole square is 100. X plus y is equal to plus or minus square root of 100, which is 10. So we have two equations. X plus y is equal to 10 plus 10. X plus y is equal to minus 10. Now these two equations are from the same thing. So you should not solve 2 and 3. You should not solve 2 and 3. So solve 1 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So solving 1 and 2, x is 7. One number is 7, the other number is 3. When you solve 1 and 3, x is minus 3 and y is minus 7. The larger number is minus 3, the smaller number is minus 7. Yeah, anywhere calculations you should ask me. So I don't think apart from this I have anything else to say. I told you should not solve these two equations. You should solve 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So you'll find x and y and they are the two numbers. All right. Online children. Any questions? No. Okay. About this. Here also I have nothing to explain. So you can just help yourself. Read the question and you can help yourself. So whenever you have this word difference in the question, you should be very specific with your assumption. Let the greater number be X, let the smaller number be Y. Whenever you have this word difference in the question, because difference is always the bigger one minus the smaller one. So whenever you have this word in the question, you should be very specific with your assumption. Let the larger number be X. You should not say let one number be X, other number be Y. You must say let the larger number be, or large, you can even say let the smaller number be X and larger number be Y, whatever. But you should be specific with your assumption. That's why larger number X, smaller number Y. So sum is 1000, and then difference between their squares. So larger number, so the square of the larger number will be more. Okay, so the larger number square minus a smaller number square is equal to 2,56,000. Then identity, and then X plus Y is 1000, so you substitute it here. So you get another equation. You already have the first equation here. Now you have another equation. Solve these two equations and find the two numbers. If you finish, right? Online children, completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Yeah, write down the question. I'll just check how many sums in this presentation. Okay. Okay, listen, all of you. So again, in this question, there are two numbers, larger number, smaller number. Okay, so let the larger number be X and the smaller number be Y. If 3 times the larger of the two numbers is divided by the smaller one, 3 times, which is the larger of the two numbers, X. So 3 times that, 3X. If this is divided by the smaller one, then we get 4 as the quotient and 3 as the remainder. Also, if 7 times the smaller number, 7 times the smaller number is divided by the larger one, we get 5 as the quotient and 1 as the remainder. So how will we construct the equations? using the division algorithm. What's the division algorithm? Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus the remainder. So dividend 3x is equal to divisor y into the quotient 4 plus the remainder. So 3x is equal to 4y plus 3. 3x minus 4y is equal to 3 is the first equation. And here dividend 7y is equal to divisor x into quotient 5 plus the remainder 1. So 7y is equal to 5x plus 1 minus 5x plus 7y is equal to 1 is the second equation. You have to solve these two equations and find the values of x. All right. Complete this and we'll wind up the session for today. Finished? Okay. All right. Finish writing, online children? Completed? Ritsa, Niveda, Pratish, Savarna, Sadhana. Okay, Anirudhan, Srivatsan, and who's his greatest of all times? Hari Pranav. Okay. Completed, all of you? Online? Okay. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. I don't have to say, you've already packed to leave. Thank you so much. Online children can leave the call. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you. Good night. All right. See you tomorrow.